exactly is required for the training side of. Now, before we get into the overall curriculum of you, we are more talking about the IT side of it, because that's where you are trying to get into the IT, get into the healthcare. It's very much important for you to understand why you should try to get into the industry, where exactly the opportunities are, how to grab those opportunities. So let's understand those things before we talk about what the curriculum is going to cover, what the agenda should be, what you should know before you start looking for the job, before you start hunting for the job. Now, as we see, healthcare IT need. According to the latest projections from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, employment in the sector actually grew over the last recession, seemingly unaffected by adverse economic conditions. As it says, it means that no matter what has happened in the past because of the economy, bad job market, but still the sector has survived pretty well. Now, before we move on, the increase in the job is largely driven by an aging population, increased healthcare spending, and the newly enacted Affordable Care Act. We'll also talk about what exactly the Affordable Care Act is all about. This part is an overview of employment growth in the healthcare and the social assistant industry. The second section describes occupational growth among the various healthcare professionals. So as it talks about how the Affordable Care Act is nothing but we have been here where exactly and how to head towards and get into the healthcare industry. Now let's look at some of the projections here. Now these are some of the areas which you can expect that how the industry is demanding the healthcare professionals. So what you see here is the top 5 growing areas in the healthcare sector, which where you can consider the employment growth, then you have the occupational growth, industry, employment in the healthcare and the social assistance. So overall what you see is the top 5 areas which are growing at a very fast speed. So you can say that the top 5 fastest growing service provider industry and the industry is expected to gain jobs. That's what you are looking at. So these are the areas. Let's drill down further to understand where exactly and how these type of details make sense in a layman term. So if you see, according to the Labor Bureau statistics, the projection which is provided for up to 2020, healthcare and the social assistance industry is one of the largest industry in the country. Healthcare and the social industry group is projected to be fastest growing industry overall from 2012 to 2022. So when the industry is growing, why industry is growing? Because the jobs are growing. That's what it comes down to. So if you look at the projection, it is projected to increase 29% through 2022 compared to an average of 11% of all other industries. So it is very obvious when you are having the higher demand of the jobs, then it is very obvious that the professionals are required over here. Now we are looking at the occupational growth. Now let's look at some of the facts about the occupational growth. Now among the 20 fastest growing occupations between 2012 to 2020, 11 of them are health related. So you can look at the statistical data to find out where exactly the jobs are and how it helps us to be there and how these types of training programs help us to grab those type of opportunities. Now let's look at, this is the projection what we are looking at. So the total employment, and what you see here is the healthcare employment. So if you are looking at the employment growth projected from 2012 to 2020, this is the comparison. So you are looking at the other industry and you are looking at the healthcare employment. So if you see, there is no comparison because it's not even 50% of the other jobs what you have out there in the market. So definitely healthcare is going pretty fast. Then we have, I'll just try to catch up these numbers on a higher level, and then I will move on to the very detailed session about the healthcare as well as the business analysis. So again, what we are looking here is the healthcare and the social assistance industry, where look at the numbers from 2002, 2012, and 2020. So you can consider 5 million jobs we are talking here, which is going to impact our economy over the decade. Why? Because that is the growth. That is the growth what we are looking for. Now look at the top 5 fastest growing companies. Now financial, other, professional education, and the healthcare social assistance. Again, your healthcare comes almost more than 2.5%. So if you look at the data and the other statistical data, you will see. So as you see, projected annual employment rate of change projected from 12 to 2020, it is around in millions you can consider. So that's what we see over here. That's what the numbers are. Now let's move on and understand some of the data to look at further. The top 5 industry we are looking at, again, these are the top 5 industries. The previous one what we looked at, just see here. This was the top fastest growing, and now we are looking expected to gain jobs. So we are talking about the future. And this is again your health and the social assistance is on top. Now, what exactly is the purpose? What is the objective? The objective is to enable the learner to develop an understanding of global health in terms of the communication of healthcare. Engage learners with the healthcare related policies and the projects in a broad range of subdivision at legal, compliance, and international level of changes. What exactly all these things what we discussed about? You need to make sure, you need to pay attention to all the legislation, all the changes which are happening in the market because of the state mandates or whether it is a federal mandate. No matter what kind of a mandate is enforced on the healthcare industry, that have a direct impact on the IT jobs, because a rule is just a piece of paper unless you enforce them, unless you implement them. And how you are going to implement them? With the help of IT. Otherwise, there is no way of enforcement. So if we are saying that the rule is that we should be able to add 2 plus 2, I'm just giving you a layman term example. How do you make a system which is going to create that? With the help of IT, and that's where the jobs are. So now before we move on, I just point you guys, now we will get into the details that, okay, how do you learn? How do you understand those things? Let me pull up the site where I'll walk you through different details.
We are able to see now, Sushmita.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Once in a while we have these type of hinges, you know. Okay, sorry about that. Let's move on, and coming back to the details what I was explaining about the BA certification program, and the overall intent is to give you something which helps you get a job, not to just overload yourself with all the different type of certification programs and all those things at the first stage. Because at this point of time, you are looking for something as a starting point to get into the industry. So this is our training program, which is more in line with the jobs, which helps you. It serves 2 purposes. Number 1, the certificate which you receive after completing this session, that certificate have a value in the world, which you can use towards your business analysis certification program, which is offered by IABA. And because by then you will have some level of experience, and on top of that you will have this certification program which is affiliated, which is well recognized in the industry, so it helps you in that aspect. The other side of it is that it talks about what exactly is needed for your day-to-day job. So in that way you are able to understand
Sushmita?
I think she got disconnected right now. I can't hear you. Anybody there?
Yeah, even I can't hear you, Sushmita.
analysis. We are going to cover, as I explained, a very high level of overview of what exactly the body of knowledge is and how that works and how that helps. Then we'll talk about the different type of elicitation, what elicitation is, how to capture the requirement, what are the different techniques used as part of the capturing the requirements. We'll talk about that, and plenty of assignments are done as part of it to make sure you are able to utilize those methods, you are able to utilize those methodologies. Again, if you are taking healthcare business analyst, then your assignment will inline. Even though you are doing a business analyst first, your assignment will inline with the healthcare side of it, because we know, and that's how your career will be routed, to make sure that you gain the healthcare experience and your assignment inlines with the business analysis role in the same industry, same sector. Then we'll talk about the different analytical techniques, as stated over here: pestle analysis, MOST analysis, and the SWOT analysis. These are the different techniques which are used, which we use throughout our analysis session to make sure we understand what will be our starting point. So given the type of a project, given the nature of the project, we will understand how exactly to structure our requirement, what are the different sectors we need to explore and how to explore, what kind of a project, what kind of a technique will be applied. So all these things are very detailed, and plenty of assignments again you can expect as part of it, because the overall goal is when you walk out of this class, you should not feel that you just did the training. You should feel that, okay, you just completed one assignment as a BA. That's the overall idea, and that aggressive our course is structured. We will also talk about the software development life cycle and the different methodologies which are used throughout the execution of the project management, to make sure that, okay, we understand the different methods, and also making sure when you go for an interview, the business analysis training helps you in that. When you go for a job, when you go for the interview, what kind of a questions interviewer is asking, what is the interviewer expectation, all those things are captured over here. Then we will also talk about the project management side of it, and again, the project management is not from the project manager side. We will talk about the project management more from the business analyst side. So what exactly is that overall knowledge you need about the overall project management scope to be a BA? That's what will be considered over here, so that if there are some situational questions asked during the interview, you should be able to answer that. So this chapter is going to help you understand that. Then we come down to the technical facts about the testing. Now, why do you need to know the testing when we are talking about the business analyst role? The reason being is there are different phases of the project where the BA is aggressively working with the team as well as the user acceptance testing process. Now, these two areas where you will be exposed to the different methodology which are used as part of the testing. So having a knowledge adds a lot of value to your profile, because moreover, the question being asked is what kind of a challenges did you face, what exactly you did as part of this phase, what was your role, how did you handle the user acceptance testing. All these things you can learn about it as part of the testing phase. Then we will jump on again. These are just not the sessions or the chapters. These are the actual classes where you are going to have some hands-on experience, assignments. You will deliver your deliverable. If you are doing a business analysis, you will write the user acceptance, you will write the test plan, you will write the business requirement document. So these type of deliverables you will create in an actual project. And those projects are not something just made up projects. Those projects are real-time projects which are happening or which has happened in the past. There could be something which is very latest event in the market. You may get a project which is not even implemented yet. It's just in the conversation, it's just in the discussion, but you will get a gist of it. Then we'll talk about the business process model, how if you are working on an enterprise level project, what are the things you need to understand, how the modeling tool works. Then we have the unified modeling language, which is a very important thing for a business analyst to know, because you will be asked to create different type of models, different type of flow charts to elaborate your requirement, what you have created. So it is a human tendency that 5 pages of document, 5 pages of diagram will have more understanding as compared to 500 pages of requirement. So if you can narrate your requirement into the process flow or a flow chart, there is nothing better than that, because that's what people look after. That's what people look for, to understand your 500 pages into a simple, easy term with the UML diagram, which you can elaborate in a simple term. Then we will have the requirement writing, which will walk you through step by step with examples first, to show you how to structure your business requirement document, because requirement writing is not just documenting what someone said. Requirement writing is kind of a skill which a business analyst should have, and that should be able to compile everyone's knowledge, everyone's information, what you have received from the client, and put together a document which is more informative, structured, sequential, as well as accurate. So these are some of the attributes which you have to have as part of your business requirement document. And then, as I said, plenty of case studies to look after, because those are the case studies which will help you understand the industry, understand the latest events, kind of walk you through and give you the direction where to look for what kind of an information. And then we have the practical assessment, which gives you, and you get to try out what you have learned throughout our session. And after that assessment is done, and based on your score, you receive the certificate, which gives you the 15 credit points, which helps you towards your business analysis certification site, or you can showcase also to show that yes, you have done the business analysis training, which have a market demand. Now I will show you how you know whether what kind of a value you have. So this is not everyone can offer unless you are affiliated with the IABA, unless your program is scrutinized with the experts. You cannot get these type of endorsement for any program. So that gives you a lot of weightage in terms of, and also it solves two purposes: how to learn what exactly is required from your business analysis role, as well as the industry demand. That gives you a lot. So if you want to understand more detail about what the chapter is going to cover, you can also watch it over here, or unless you have some additional question on that. Now let's look at the healthcare IT side of it, and then I will help you understand what exactly the healthcare has. As I said, the healthcare is something which is going to help you understand where exactly the jobs are. See, when we talk about the healthcare, there are many things which you can expect. When I say many things in terms of, are you going to work at the physician office? The answer is no. Are you going to work in the hospital? The answer is no. Are you going to work in the lab? The answer is no. Then where exactly the healthcare professional, the healthcare IT is sitting? The healthcare IT is sitting wherever the software is working. And when I say the software is working, everyone is using the software, right? So that is a very broader statement to make. So let me narrow it down. So when I say the software is working, means some enhancements are getting done, how the mandates are getting implemented as part of it, or let's say the insurance companies is the biggest demanding job at this point of time. Like you have a Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think almost 46 states have Blue Cross Blue Shield in overall. And then you have some insurance companies like Aetna, Cigna, then you have there's Anthem, Amerigroup. So these are several places you can expect. Or the other side is your pharmaceutical like CVS, Walgreens, and there are many more. So you can find every state you will find some companies which are having the healthcare side of a business, who are into the healthcare industry. Now when we understand the industry, it's very important that inside that industry where exactly the job is. Now when you talk about the insurance companies have to make sure that to be a part of a business, they need to make sure they are abide by all the rules and regulations, and they are following all the norms which are enforced by the state as well as your federal government. And to do that, they need to keep advancing their software, what they use on day-to-day basis. There are some preferred vendors. When I say preferred vendors, for example, there are some companies who are specialized in one particular niche of work. For example, I'll give you an example. When we talk about Davis Vision, we never pay attention to why Davis Vision, most of the insurance companies have Davis Vision as a vision care provider. The reason being is because Davis Vision is the specialized vendor who have a knowledge in terms of the processing the vision claims. And that is something which you can expect. Maybe you are working for Davis Vision because they have a claim engine which is so advanced, so robust, which has processing, which has all the rules and the regulations implemented as part of their system, which helps and simplifies processing the vision claims. Now, I don't want to just go into so details to make you confused about that. So let's understand first the basics and then we talk about little details. As you see here, the healthcare fundamentals. So first we will walk you through to make you familiarize with what you should know. What are the alphabets of healthcare IT? I keep emphasizing on the term IT because the healthcare again is a very broader term where you have the healthcare finance, healthcare professionals like doctors and the physicians. So it's a very broader term, but as part of this session we are just talking about IT and how a business analyst should have or a quality assurance analyst should have these terms, awareness and knowledge of these things which helps them at their job on day-to-day basis when they are performing their role. This is a very important area when we talk about major developments in healthcare, and there are many sections like that we have when we time to time we try to, because every session has something going on and we try to impose those things to that session, making sure that the person who is taking that training at that point of time, he is getting the most current and the up-to-date training from us. So that's why we see a lot of transition and a lot of changes on the healthcare side of it when it comes down to the assignment. So maybe we are just talking about the major developments today, let's say. So today we may talk about ICD-9, ICD-10 projects. And you end up doing ICD-9, ICD-10 project because that is something which is very current today. Down the line, after maybe a year or so, if someone is taking the training, they will do some different projects. The reason being is because by then, whatever will be the latest event, latest project, that's what they will do. We also help you understand the legal and the regulatory affairs to make sure what are the federal laws, how that affects us, and how that affects the overall healthcare industry. What are the different laws in terms of the processing the claims, making sure the health insurance is getting processed properly, making sure the environment is secured, how all these things getting supported by IT. We also give you the overview of what the different areas you can think of, like maybe you are working for a company who owns a product of EMR or EHR like McKesson. McKesson is the #1 healthcare IT company who owns different products which are very popular and demanding in the market. Like eClinical. eClinical is one of their best products for EMR, EHR, which is very well known in the market. Then they have the Facets and the QNext, which is the claim processing engine, which we walk you through over here in terms of the medical claim processing system. Then we will also help you understand, once you understand the claim processing, we take you one step back to make sure you understand whatever you have used as part of the claim processing, from what is the source of it, how that data is coming, so that it helps you as an analyst analyze and connect end to end. Even though we are connected with the system, we are utilizing the overall industry and we are part of the healthcare industry because we all have some kind of health insurance. But still, we are not able to connect all the dots. And this session is going to help you understand how to connect the dots and how to make sure you are able to use those terminologies, what exactly the market is looking for, what exactly your interviewer is looking for. So this is what we will make you aware of. Then we have the electronic data interchange, how the data is getting transferred inbound as well as outbound, and this is electronic moreover because that's where most of the jobs are on the electronic side of it. You can explore EDI jobs. You will find healthcare EDI, which is the electronic data interchange job. You can find plenty of it. Then we will help you understand how to translate the hospital bills so that you understand once it hits the insurance side of it and there is a problem, you being an analyst, how to investigate those type of issues. Claims management. When we talk about claims management, there are many things which you need to understand as part of a claims management. And also we will give you some level of understanding about the facet data model, which is a very demanding tool in the market and very, now you can understand what exactly is needed. I will show you over there also. So let's say if you are looking for just this, I'll take you over here. So just go there, and I just want to show you that these are not just the words, these are like facets. We are looking for business analyst, for example. So you see here, just look at it here, just look at the numbers. Or you can just go to dice.com and just look at here, facets analyst. I'm just making the open search because you all will be sitting at different locations, different areas. Just look at it. So I'm just looking at these pages, and this it goes up to 168. So similarly, like you have Monster, you have Dice, you have Indeed, there are many more job sites if you see, that is, look at this job site, very common. And if you just read through it, what they are looking for, once you understand the system, it's nothing. You will feel that, okay, oh my God, this is something which I can definitely do it. So they are looking for someone with the facets configuration analyst. Then they are looking for the quality assurance and testing on facets. So you can target these type of jobs, or let's say if my search was pretty open, so that considers the analyst job. So see here, read this. Serves as a liaison between business and the system analyst, developer, and the project management group. Who will be that? It will be business analyst. It will be one of you or all of you at different locations, different places. So here you see. First, to target data mapping and the transmotion rule, what exactly it is. You have all the fields which you receive from the developer, and with the help of the subject matter expert, and that's where your facet knowledge comes into the picture once you learn that, how to map those fields, how to do the data mapping. Define, use, and communicate design pattern, best practices in the service-oriented analysis design and the development. So these are the different things which you can understand in a next level once you understand the industry and once you understand the system, which is your facets or QNext in a detailed way. Let's look at the healthcare insurance. These are more of the terms for you to understand how exactly these things work, like healthcare. You will hear a lot about it because all these things are, let me take a step back. The course is designed in such a way that we have received a lot of feedback, and the industry, I would say that overall structure we have looked at the interview patterns, the interview questions which are getting out there in the market. Considering all those things, we revise that structure to make sure when you go out, you have the maximum knowledge, you have the maximum expertise on the healthcare side of it. Then this is the Medicare side of it. If you just look for the Medicare jobs only and you are looking for Medicare Part A, B, C, and D, you will see there are plenty of jobs which are available in the market which you can target very easily as a business analyst or as a quality assurance analyst. Then we have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We help you understand how the Blue Cross Blue Shield is little different as compared to the regular plans like Aetna and Cigna and how that works. I don't say 100% they are different, but there is a difference, maybe 5% or 10% you can consider, and how they are different. Medicaid and the TRICARE is nothing but your military care. With that also we will talk about and we will understand the details about it. Then we have the workers' compensation and the commercial. This helps you understand that, okay, anytime there is an accident or any kind of a injury involved in terms of the employment, how those things work, what are the laws, what are the federal laws and the state laws associated with that, because there are many projects internally which happen. You may do not know that something is happening internally inside the industry, but there are things happening. And the reason being this chapter is added over here to make sure if tomorrow you are talking with someone that you have worked on the workers' comp requirement, workers' comp project, you should be able to answer that question and take it to the next level. Then these are the different things which get used very aggressively on the healthcare side of it in terms of the codes, which are standard codes. Even Aetna is using the same code, Cigna is using the same code. If you are into the healthcare industry, you are using these codes. And how these codes are used and what are these codes. You will learn those things as well. Then there are 3 sessions which we have as part of the ICD. The reason being we have 3 chapters because ICD is a very demanding and a very popular at this point of time. Reason being all of the changes which are happening. So if I just go out there and just look for something, I'll just put a very open search like I'll just put ICD 10. I have just put ICD 10. You know, there are many ways you write ICD 10 dash ICD. So just I will just open one job. Before you get into any kind of a job training, you need to understand what exactly you are trying to get into, how much the market demand is. It's very important. So look at over here. Demonstrate complete knowledge of ICD-9 code set, ICD-9 body system, ICD-9 code set structure, ICD-10 CM. So I'm just trying to help you understand side by side so that you see that, okay, what you are learning is getting used. So as you see here, ICD-9, ICD-10 CM, as don't see PCS here, that means they're just looking for CM. But what we teach you is, look at here. We will first walk you through what exactly the ICD is all about, where exactly it is, how the terminology is used at the term level. Then we will help you understand why we have ICD-9 over ICD-10. What is the benefit, what we are getting out of by moving towards ICD-10. What are the difference between ICD-9 and 10? And then we take you to the details of CM diagnosis code, which this job, what you see here, ICD-10 CM code set and this, which you will understand as part of this. And then we have the PCS as well. Even though this job does not require PCS knowledge, but you get that because maybe tomorrow the other job maybe, let's look at it if we get something. Look at this job, okay? Very simple job. Healthcare domain knowledge, healthcare benefit administration in correlation with ICD code set. So it's talking about very high level 9 and 10 knowledge. Solid understanding and experience in claim adjudication and editing system. Now let's go here. Look at it. How much claims knowledge you are getting. So this complete session, which is session number 8, look at it. We will tell you what are the different type of claims, how to manage the claims file, what happens in the claim adjudication. So we will help you understand that. And then good communication skills, and these are the pretty generic things. So claim adjudication, it's a very big chapter, and the editing system, which is all you are learning as part of it. Then you must have the multiple requirement elicitation. As you recall, elicitation techniques. What is that? We just discussed as part of our business analysis training. This is session 2, which will walk you through about the elicitation. So I will take you back over there. just to make sure that you are able to follow it and we are able to tie that. It's not like just jumping to the conclusion that yes, we do have that. Just I don't want to have by the words, because I really just want to show you to make sure that it's there. So look at it. The session 2, that means this session, this class is only going to talk about the data elicitation. Why elicitation and how to elicit. And methods of elicitation. So and if you see here, it says must have multiple requirement elicitation techniques. That means you need to know what are the different ways you can have the elicitation. That means if you just understand the elicitation and the claim adjudication, the job is yours if you are able to talk about it. And that's it, bingo. You are working as a healthcare business analyst. What else anyone would expect, right? If I am, definitely I won't expect for other things. There are plenty of things to learn, but at least I got a kickoff for my career. Now let's, so these are that is the reason why we have added. Earlier we used to have only one session for the ICT, but then we advanced that session to make it to 3 sessions. And when I say 3 sessions, it's not just 3 chapters it is. The one session takes more than one class. So you can understand how aggressive knowledge you will have about the. Now look at this, James. This is a very important topic in the market. And I will just take you over here. You are very less likely to find so much details. Look at it. From the business analyst side, if you know this, there is no way anyone can question your knowledge in terms of, look at it. Candidate must be able to demonstrate experience and working and knowledge using general equivalence mapping. Right here. You have so much of ICD-9, ICD-10 things going on. Just look at it. Random jobs I just picked up. And you have so much going on. Then data analysis. Again, claims and the benefit adjudication system. And then you have SDLC, which we see over here. Your SDLC. Let me just close some of them because then you have, this is a very generic profile what they are asking for over here. But at the same time, this is something which you can see. This is the core skill which you get as part of a business analyst. This is the core skill which is part of the healthcare you get. Then you have the data analysis. This is more from the technical side if you are looking to get into. And then you have the ICD-10 skill set, which all the things are covered as part of our training session. How to impact benefit assignment and determination. All these things you learn as part here. ICD-10 impact to pair. What is the impact? You're going to learn as part of it. So that is the reason to make sure we are regularly looking at our curriculum and advancing it to make sure whatever is course which is offered in the market, you gain the knowledge, you get benefited by that. Then we have the charges and the payment subsystem. We understand, we explain you how the charges work, how the benefit is associated with it, how the payment and the denial works. Then we have the coordination of benefit when someone has 2 different plans, how the claim processing will work. So you can see how extensive knowledge you are getting into the healthcare and how that is going to help you. Towards the end, you will have the resume assistance, then the cover letter, lot of interview questions, which we do one dedicated session just for the interview questions, and making sure that we do the real-time mock-ups with you. I'll be sitting with you, questioning you what we have covered so far, so that we get a real-time assessment for each individual, and I'll be able to help you understand what exactly is your strength, what is your weakness. You get access to me. Or when you are working on a job, then also you have access to me. You can come back and ask questions that, okay, here is the question I am struggling with, and we'll be there to support you. Then we have the terminologies. As I said, case studies, not necessarily you just have to wait towards the end of the session. Case studies and the projects which happens on time to time basis depending upon the topics which we are covering, depending upon the chapters we are doing it, and according to that chapter need, we will have the case studies and the assignments. But definitely the question and answer sessions, we keep it towards the end, and that is more kind of a quiz sections which I will be quizzing the candidates. But the real-time question answers, that is the ongoing thing. And then you have a glossary, any kind of reference or anything which you can refer. So this is moreover concludes the healthcare side of it as well as the business analyst. So if you have any questions, you can just shoot up those questions to me. You can just type it off if you feel comfortable in that way. You can just type off those questions to me. Anyone? Divya, Kasif, Ravi, and Shilpa. Anyone? Any question for me? Okay, so if anyone have any question, you can just speak up or you can just type it off. Either way you feel comfortable, feel free to raise your question. You want to see the content for healthcare or for the business analyst? So the question, I'm just waiting for your follow-up question, Kasif. In the meanwhile, I'll respond to the other question. How much technical knowledge do we need to know for business analyst healthcare? There is no prerequisite for a business analyst and the healthcare session, because that is what we are going to help you gain. That is what we are going to help you build up that experience. There is no such prerequisite. Now, I know could you show us one live BRD document consisting of, let me just open up that, various tabs starting from live requirement. All those things are part of our knowledge base which you will gain access to when you start up the classes. There will be reference documents, there will be recorded sessions, there will be class handouts along with the business requirement documents which are submitted or which you are going to submit. So there are plenty of, on top of that, not only that, I will be writing the business requirement document in front of you in the class, and after that only you will be asked to write the requirement. So there's nothing like I will be just reading that requirement to you and then you will jump on and I will ask you to write the requirement. No, first I will write you. I will write it in front of you for the project, and then I will give you and explain you that project, making sure that, okay, you take it to the next level and you explain that requirement. Now, there's another question. No, you do not need to know all the topics what is listed over here, but this is to give you everything so that you are not lacking anywhere. This is like answering 100% questions. But you know, no one expects you to know 100%. If you are able to answer the questions for the interviewer for 70 to 80%, sometimes 50, 60% also works. I have seen that happening. So if you are able to answer that much, you are good to go. But at the same time, you do not need to mug up the information. You do not need to memorize the information. That is how we will be teaching you. You just need to understand and follow the session. If you are able to follow the sessions are so elaborative. The things are so much explained with examples that so far we have never had the instance where someone would have walked in and just said that I need to prepare my notes and then keep reading it. We never had those instances. The only reason is when you are sitting in the class and you are not multitasking, I must say that, and you are just focused on the class, you will never encounter that issue that something you walked out of the class without understanding the topic. And that's something I can guarantee, I can challenge, and I can assure. So when I am challenging somebody, you can understand how much of confidence I would have gone over the years. So that level of confidence, I can assure you, you will have, because that's what I have seen. It is not just a word, because that's what has happened in the past. We have never have any type of issues. Otherwise, if we see there are a lot of questions coming up on the topic, we try to redo those topics, making sure you understand it, and then we move on to the next level. Now, when it comes down to the course duration, again, as the business analyst training is somewhere around 20 to 25 hours minimum, it would go. And then the healthcare side is healthcare, the same number of hours we are looking for, 20 to 25 hours of session. That's how the overall it completes healthcare plus business analyst, 50 hours. See, when we come down to the salary range, there is a broad range of a salary, and I will help you understand that also. So now let's say so depending upon the state and which area you are, it all comes down to what exactly you are looking for. So rather than me saying, it's better you look for yourself. So as you see, you can just check out what state you are looking for, what state you are targeting for, and according to that. So if I just change this, and if I just make it as something, you can see that depending upon which state you are, which area you are going to have the differences in terms of what the salary range would be. Not only that, it also comes down to the number of years of experience, the level of expertise you have. So there are many factors: the city where you live in, the number of years of experience you have, the type of profile you have in terms of, claims, benefits, you have, elicitation, ICD-9, ICD-10, HIPAA 5010, all these factors a lot. That is what the cost you can expect. That is what the salary you can expect. Facets and QNext, a very good question what you asked, Ravi. Facet and QNext is nothing but it's a claim processing system. So it's an insurance industry which is very in demand. And the insurance companies are using these things, which are kind of a claim system. And if you go here, you will find, hold on, let me show you. I want to show you a job so that you understand it enough. Rather than just explaining theoretical, it's easy. So if I just put facets, let's see what do we get. I get 559 requirements over here. So just look at it. Senior facets architect, healthcare business analyst, and this is the target. So let's look at it, what exactly it is, what they are looking for. So this is the job, healthcare business system analyst, facets for Dell they are looking for. Let's look at the responsibility. Very simple, work with business user to define and analyze problems. And I don't see that is kind of a challenge for anyone whoever have completed the business requirement and know how to talk and a people person. Manage requirement to provide detailed design, business rules. So this is moreover capturing that. Just look at this, very simple. Create, review, deliver end user documentation. Let's jump on to the core expertise, core requirements, what we see here. Here they are looking 3 to 5 years of experience with Trizedo facets. They are looking that health insurance payer system, which is like ecosystem, QNext, Auxiliary, Diamond, Paradigm, Amesis, Express. They have listed that if you know one of the system, you can apply for this job. Basic bachelor's degree requirement. Look at this, knowledge of system development methodology. What you see here, this is your SDLC, and then where did the waterfall and all? Okay, here, yes. Waterfall, RAG, this is what they're talking about. Let me just close this out. So this is what, then they're talking about the project management. We are learning about project management, that how much information is required for a business analyst to know about a project management. We have there is nothing outside of this which is there for a project management. This is all. And what you will learn is the business analyst side of it. Again, I will emphasize on that, not on the project manager side of it. So you will understand in the project life cycle what a BA role is and what phase, what you're supposed to be doing it. Then the system architecture, analytical problem solving, these are like a common platform, common responsibilities, what they look for. So this is what exactly your business analyst and healthcare is all about, and QNX and facets are the application. So any more questions? Any more questions, anyone? Yes, Divya, I will unmute you. Just please make sure there is no background noise. Yep, go on, Divya.
Yeah, Sushmita, what I would like to ask you is, like, if you can give us a live, a simple, layman requirement from taking a layman requirement and developing a BRD out of it. And in that BRD, where we typically, before we show to the end customer, where we would have various tabs, starting from BRD gathering to the fulfillment of all the requirements. A simple one which covers everything. That will be useful for all of us, because that will help us a lot.
So definitely, I get your question. What you are looking for is, you are looking for more over the real-time session, real-time details, which is discussed, how that was done, and just to get a level of understanding, the level of details, that how someone will proceed with that. Did I get it right?
Right, right.
So let's say, see, before I show you something, I will let you know something, how that works. Before giving you direct requirement, giving you the project of that, okay, this is, here is the healthcare ICD-10 implementation project, and go on and write the requirement. No, that's not the way how it works. First, it's kind of a taking you baby steps. What it means, first I'll just give you that, okay, here is yahoo.com. The client is Mr. Paul, and Mr. Paul is looking for similar kind of a server where he wants maybe abc.com and wants to have a login page which should have the similar functionality like yahoo.com. And we are talking about the email functionality. So what I would explain you is that, okay, just take that login page, forget password, and show me the requirements. What are the requirements you can capture? What are the fields there? How the screen would look like? So this is taking you to the baby step. Once I see your level of comfort over there, then slowly I transition you to the next level. And before you get transitioned to the next level, I will write some requirements sitting in the class, showing it to you that, okay, this is our project. This is the two-liner requirement which I have created. Now you are going to write the end-to-end requirement and present it to us. Present it in the class so that everyone gets to see a different way of writing a requirement. So even though I gave the same project to all of you, but you all are coming with a different approach. Or there are different ways also. So it all comes down to what kind of a batch I get, So let's say if I see there are some people who are very strong on the communication side, there are some audiences who are not so vocal. So I try to split the topics, making sure that people who are very strong on the communication side, contributing to the people who are not so much confident in the communication. And how that helps, I will explain you that as well. When I give a topic, I will give some topic to the one person, another topic to the another person. Now both the parties come together and present their work, present their analysis, present their project. They both with the additional research, additional items, and they do the data sharing. So what happens, person A gets an opportunity to ask questions from person B, and person B gets the opportunity to ask questions from person A. So in this overall conversation, they both get exposed to the communication. They both get exposed to the real-time situation, how a stakeholder will ask a question from you. So it's a forceful scenario for you to work as a BA. Because this is exactly you will expect in a real time. This is exactly you will expect. You know something, I would recommend you guys to go on Google and just go to the YouTube videos for eLearningLine and watch the videos, hear the real-time sessions to understand how the class would be, how much interaction would be. Recently we have posted a recent class where someone is presenting their work. So rather than just me showing, unless you want me to show it, but that would be, if I am at your place, I would prefer seeing the real-time class rather than just looking at the piece of document. So I will show you, I will walk you through over there, you know. Let me go over here. This is a better way to find it. So rather than exploring anywhere else, you can explore over here too. So these are some of the topics which you can learn. These are some of the information which you can find. Then facets also, you have plenty of information over here. Project management. Watch these things. These are the real-time classes you can watch. This is the very real-time classes these are. So you can just watch it and see how exactly that is. So did I answer your question, Divya?
Yeah, I got it.
Right? Yep. So anyone else, any other question? Let me just quickly check. Any other question coming up? You can have plenty of resources over here like blog also, which are the very basic level. You will find that not too techy, too complicated words for you. So you can look for electronic data interchange, some topics you can look for healthcare IT, you can look for some readouts which will help you understand how the different things are working in the healthcare industry. So this will give you a lot of understanding in terms of, and these are the free resources, so you can just come in anytime browsing around on your smartphone or anywhere you are, you can just look around and find it out. So there, we have tried to accommodate maximum things as much we can to make sure you get benefited by this. And we will be trying our best in future as well. So if needed to do any level of help, making sure you get a job, that's the overall goal is. And that we'll try our best. Any more questions? For the batches perspective, you can just consult with the student services who will help you to understand the scheduling and what works best for you and help you understand all the schedules which we have right now in place, when the class will start and everything, that you can get in touch with our scheduling department anytime you have the availability. So that's it pretty much for this session. And thank you so much everyone for coming on board, joining the session, and I look forward to connecting